Hey there YouTube, it's Phantasma Knight. Today we're continuing more Disco Elysium. I was gonna go back up the boardwalk to see if I could find one of the 3 possible gunshot sites. Well, 4 if you count the balcony right outside the apartment. But then I found something. Not the badge. Found this building. But before that we're gonna interact with our badge because finding our badge is not marked as complete yet. Alright. I'm trying to figure out if I could read this. RCM badge, what is this? Lieutenant Second something. Dubois. He looks considerably more cleaned up there. Still has the expression, but maybe a bit more subdued. Thick blue piece of acrylic covering a thin leaf of paper with the officer's name and rank on it. Next to the writing, you see a man stare back at you. A younger version of you. Already disintegrating inside, but still presentable on the outside. Interact.
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
I found my badge!
At least something good came out of all this.
Lieutenant glances at the badge in your hands. Study it.
Encased between 2 durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and, in the lower right corner, your precinct.
Look at the photo.
The man keeps winking at you with his green-grey eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. But the badge is new. You used an old photo for a new badge.
How old?
8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good-looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
I mean, we could always trim the massive sideburns. Or, well, our character could if he chose to.
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it did on you.
Uh-huh. That's why he's winking. And I was right, it was the expression.
It looks like you had quite the charming face way back then. Your hair is brown and slightly curly. Your eyes seem more clear somehow. The lack of alcohol swelling is a bonus, though there's a pinch of that in your cheeks already.
Oh boy, it's starting.
The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Name Harrier Dubois. Harrier. Huh.
Harrier, that's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Everard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't.
Wait, what kind of name's Harrier? That's a type of bird.
It's a wartime name. Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times. Like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide.
I prefer Harrier or those. Undying sounds like a fancy title slapped onto your name, and if you earn that title, wow, it sounds impressive as heck. But if your name was Undying, Ironhide, Boxer, those are names that would, well, maybe not Boxer, but Ironhide, that's a name that would get you bullied.
A name like armor.
Uh-huh. Harrier Dubois it is then. Accept it.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines
Rank?
of...
Lieutenant W. Freighter.
W freighter. What the? What is a W freighter?
A lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
And W freighter?
The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're W Freighter.
Declined.
There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's décomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect.
Why would you be replacing your superiors? Shouldn't they be moving up the throne pole as well? And if you... I guess if you rank up, someone's got to move out. Either you or them.
And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank. In your case, lieutenant.
I thought my rank was drunk.
Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and this leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary.
It's a 10-year-old photo used for a badge. I'm afraid there are no ex-alcoholics. Thanks, that gives me hope.
Good.
He says with a quick smile. What's decompo... I don't even remember what word he said here. Decomptag? No, he didn't say it like that. Well, how did he say it? Are you gonna say it again, Kim?
Decomptage is the hierarchical system
Decomptage.
employed by the Revachol Citizens Militia. It means counting down to twos.
Mm-hmm.
The countdown is modeled after the dual leadership system employed by the left during the revolution, which in turn was developed by last century experimental psychologists in the University of Königstein.
The rank above you in your precinct's decomptage might be taken. What does that mean? There's only 2 people per rank? Does that mean he's kind of holding up the lieutenant rank then?
The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kings.
What kinks?
Kings like satellite officers and the additionally a freighter rank I already explained.
Your freighter is a rank? I thought it was kind of like an additional add-on. Does this mean you have extra lieutenants running around?
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
But I feel like this is kind of like not officially. Like you've been a lieutenant for a long time, you declined it, so you could have been a superior, but you're not. These are 2 slightly different ways of saying it. So you've been putting out all my BS because I'm your superior? And this one is, so you've been putting out with me because we're the same rank. This one is slightly more insulting. Satellite officer, let's ask about that.
You are given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite.
I see. I don't know if he knew my rank. I don't have any reason to think he did, but let's see. So you've been putting up with me because we're the same rank.
No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you are doing good police work. It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea.
He smiles
And now
encouragingly.
we've even found your badge.
He trusts you, for now. Try not to spoil it.
Got it, empathy.
Such
Thanks
a
for the heads
small
up.
yet precious
Cereal.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
Of course. Date of issue? 7th of November, 50.
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant W. Freighter.
4 months ago. So when did everything start going downhill?
A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
You're pretty sure you weren't doing well, but better? Probably yes.
Got it. Precinct 41?
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41. Like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor. A lot of asphalt. The 41st is...
Oh boy, let's hear it.
It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiaeva.
I wonder if we met some of them. One of them?
Roberts, Feuerbach, Dimitri. Suddenly, names from your decomptage flash in your forebrain. He knew all those people, although they're not from his station. They must be big. And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him. Ask yourself. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate.
Put away. Okay, that's one more thing completed, right? How do I pull out my objectives? Where's my objectives? Not there. Cool. That's one off. Okay, let's see. A kick drum pulse. The music's coming from somewhere in the ice. Is this a church? Is that a weather vane or... Oh boy. You feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. Well, yes. Actually, I mean, I guess it's a little bigger than the other buildings here in the fishing village. St. Broom, 1147. Dusty pews in the shadows. Many seem to be missing. I'm not completely sure what pews are. This game has so many words I should know, but don't. An altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. You know, that actually kind of matches how I go about my life. I have a bunch of random trivia knowledge stocked away in my brain, but ooh, money. A lot of it is context clues. I don't need to know exactly what something means as long as I got a feel for it. And that works well enough. The vast majority of the time. It's frustrating trying to I read stuff like legal paperwork though, because what ends up happening is I know all the words, but I don't know what they mean in this exact context.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand
Oh,
shut in front of you.
audio
The
bugs.
rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Mm-hmm. Take a closer look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Let's take a look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead.
Mm-hmm.
There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
What makes it so modern, other than it seeming like it belongs to a gang? Sturdy but cheap, huh?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was.
Dead guys generally
Either
don't care
way,
that they're
you
dead.
get the sense the forces of future are at work here.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen this symbol before? Point to it.
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
I wonder what's going on with either his eyes or his glasses. It seems like the game is constantly pointing out how atrociously bad his eyesight is, but I mean, aren't glasses supposed to help? Isn't it supposed to be that people with absurdly thick glasses can't see when they take off their glasses, but they function just fine with them on? Is that the whole point of glasses?
No.
What does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Oh, we're gonna ask what junior delinquency is? Some kids being immature or running a gang. What is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
Hmm. I don't understand what these choices are. Padlock, padlock, padlock! What about the padlock? And this one is just echoing what our thoughts were saying earlier. It's our thoughts, so it's not like we're echoing what someone else is saying, but still, this is like random philosophical talk that seems a bit out of place. What is the source of the irony here? Who says there has to be irony here? Okay, let's say padlock, padlock, backlog. I feel like I almost said backlog instead of padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built.
Right,
It
okay.
shackles
We've already seen
it'll
this.
be easier to break the staple than the lock.
Try to
Also,
peel off the
that
sticker
is
without
interesting,
ripping it.
somehow.
Should I inspect this? No, let's just go.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
What are these choices? After the last entry, on your ledger, or shake off your thumb and throw it in the wind. This would probably do something, but I wonder if putting it on our ledger would be bad. I wish I could look at my inventory during these conversations. At the very least, look at it. You know, look at my inventory, even when I can't equip stuff. I think it already takes my authority. Not sure that putting it on would increase authority unless I suddenly gain it like a gang's authority. Let's put it in the ledger.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
Style your paperwork, secret task. Alright then. Route the doors, see if they open. Actually, inspect the carpentry first.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Okay, if I run my hand over the beam, do I... Hold on, are these wooden beams or... No, sinking into the wood. I'm just imagining getting Splinter running my hand over it. Old wood.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Uh-huh.
Feels exceptional. 300 tons of pine would fit together seamlessly. It's old too. Cut and carved many centuries ago.
Mm-hmm. Inspect the staple.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least.
You know, I thought interfacing would be lockpicking stuff, but I bet it's gonna be physical instrument. I bet I'm gonna botch it up, and Kim's gonna have to save my butt. Don't know why we're trying to get in here, though. Except that it's here.
Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
This is where Mr. Prybar comes in handy.
Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way. The building has seen enough mistreatment.
Should we start with that kick drum coming from the ice? Heard a sound before.
Yes, the pulsing bass. A sure sign of junior delinquency. Somewhere east of here.
Ah man, you want to interact with the junior delinquents? I've seen one so far. Well, two if you count Kuno S, but... Man, I'm not looking forward to seeing more of that.
There's something on the sea ice there.
Yeah, okay, so it's only super low because I don't have the tool, but it's probably gonna be low regardless. Let's route the doors.
Nothing happens. Only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door.
Noted.
I don't think that's going to work.
Leave. Okay, so this is not where I thought it was. Oh. So I also have to... Ooh, what is that? Have I seen that before? I think I have, but I don't know if I could click on it before. Okay, I was up here earlier. This is where we found the dead body, like over to the side. Wait, hang on, what is this? What is this?
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable.
No, let's not dial a random number. Okay, we probably clicked on this before. Either that, or there's yet another payphone down here that I didn't know about. I don't think I can interact with that. Yeah, it rattles. Huh, there's a rock I can click on. There's a box I can click on. I'm just gonna check out here real fast because one of the puzzle sniper locations was supposed to be out here. Probably not here though. It'd be ridiculous if that was a sniper and somehow he lost his gun, as was his life. Probably not. I'm thinking it's outside the apartment. But then why do we have this whole side quest where we're checking out all these locations? Because visual calculus is working overtime. Alrighty, we had this rock to interact with. Not quite sure what's going on here. Money! Wow, $2.50. Amazing. A box. Do I have my bag of tear? I do have my bag of tear. And a shirt. A white polo shirt. Minus empathy. Okay, let's see. This shirt looks worn and smells a bit. You can't help but wonder, who would leave this stuff in a tear container? What kind of man would even wear a polo shirt? This might be one of life's mysteries that would never be solved. +1 rhetoric. What's polo anyway? -1 empathy. No, really, what the hell is polo? Alrighty. Barrel has been recently discarded. Still smells of fuel oil. This looks like it's going to be a dead end, so I want to check this out before continuing. Even though I could check it out and then continue, and then come back anyway, because that's all I can do. What do we have here? Cigarette butts cleaned away under a rock. Someone has made a campfire here a long time ago. Ah, this must be one of the sniper locations. This is a really short tower. What even is this? A rusted, broken control box for the radio relay tower. Okay. Allows you rusty to climb. Sea air is eating away at it. Itai. Ew. Minus physical. -2 physical instrument. What the heck is this? +1 shivers. I've read shivers like twice now, and I already forgot what it was again. Being in tune with the city or something like that. This light springtime scarf smells like men's cologne mixed with cheap laundry detergent. Someone must have left it behind. Probably from a date. Where do you want to delude yourself that spring has arrived? -2 physical instrument from allergies. That's hilarious. And +1 shivers from springtime. Chill. Shivers. They almost make it sound like shivers is a bad thing. There was another one that said like my shivers, and it was like no shivering here, something like that. Springtime cold. Spring has arrived. I thought that was a. You make a mental note. I can't read that word. Seems important somehow. Tio Motiri. Tio Motiri. I can't say it right, but maybe saying it out loud will help me remember it for later. When spring comes, that means romance. Spring has come for such and such character. That character has fallen in love. Not necessarily found love, but... Or not found romance specifically, but has fallen in love. The rest of gears just to turn the whole machine. So yeah, that's a phrase that I've heard of in manga and anime, but I'm not sure. Is that something that's actually used common in other works? I was gonna say English or American works, but one, I can't really tell the difference, and two, this game has a lot of French in it. The chain trails off into the ocean, to who knows where. Alright, click on door.
Worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
Okay, what the heck is this? Interfacing. 20. 20. I have a 7, so I have to get a 13, but why is it still 30%? Oh, that's right, 3%. Wow. I need a 9 to even get a chance of getting through this, right? No, just 8. Well, okay, 9 to bring it above 3%. Right, we're rolling with d6s. A pair of d6s, 2 d6s. So, 2d6, add most is 12. Add to my 7, still 19. That's ridiculous. What is this thing anyway? And it's a red check!
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Is it gonna blow up if I fail? User service what?
Probably something that is no longer there.
Looks at the hunching concrete toad in front of him. Could this structure have been used to take the shot? Why here?
From here to the Whirling? I can't see how. The church is in the way.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Does the journal say something about the location? Oh, we're looking for bullet traces, but we can't mark it. We can't mark it off if we don't find any bullet traces, right? Oh, Superstar Cop seems to be going up. Red check. Whew, boy, I kind of want to try this. We have +2 interfacing from the gauntlets. What the heck? Nothing is giving us minus interfacing, right? Okay, let's check all the things again. I think that the only thing that give interfacing are the gloves, and these give less, so yeah. Okay, okay. Let's check our skills. Wow, we actually only have 5. We got +2 from gauntlets. Wait, why is signature skill separate from learn skill? I mean, I gotta remind myself what signature skill is. Hmm. No, it just makes it go to 8. Doesn't it's not like it gives it an extra bonus or something. I don't want to do it. I mean, I do, but I don't. You know what? Let's just do
An
it.
old door, worn by
The odds
elements,
are so low anyway.
guards
Let's
the
go.
depot. The wind, you rattle the handle a bit, then push on the door with all your weight. It does not budge. Not only is it locked, it's also jammed shut.
Oh, that's what happened. Man, I thought it was gonna be something exciting. Like, you know, kaboom! Huh, door shut tight. How can we get in there?
We don't get in there.
What do you mean? We get into, like, everywhere.
Frankly, you're just going to have to accept the fact that you can't get in through every single door.
No, Kim, I'm gonna be in denial about it for the rest of this run.
No. We've gotten into every door thus far. That's what we do. We open doors. We're cops. That's our perk. Even Everard knew that's a part of our MO.
I'm not gonna accept this. The door could be part of the investigation.
Relax. No one's hiding in there. If we can't open it, others can't either. And thus they can't get in.
He looks at the door with a rueful smile.
At least you can think about opening it. About doors in general. They are, after all, fundamental to your life. Perhaps something useful will come from this.
Walk away. Oh, this thought will probably give us a bonus to get into this specific door or something. Let us retry it despite being a red check. What's the noise I'm hearing? You know, I really should look up that audio bug. Gosh darn it, it cannot be! A disgrace! That door on the coast, you remember the one, right? The one that leads into the abandoned supply depot? Why in the name of all that's holy does it not open? Why? There has to be a way to get through that unopenable door. By God, you're the police. All doors are supposed to open before you. What will the others at the precinct think if you can't open a gosh darn door? There must be a way. Temporary bonus plus 1 half-light. Well, Medora's theory is right. We're probably going to get a deep... Well, I think his theory was only that if it gives a minus, it gives an equal bonus. But what if it gives you something already? I'm very curious about that one. Not enough to spend a skill point, though. Yet another skill point, I should say. So many thoughts to go over, and not enough skill points. If you gave me enough skill points to max out all my stats, then maybe I'll try to open the door. Wait, hang on. Where were we supposed to go? There was like something back here, right? Not on this side, I guess? Run, run, run. Run, 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 run. Ooh, what's this? Oh, there's a lot of stuff over there. Full of holes. Could the post hide treasure? Look inside. You can interact with all of them. Oh, what was that? Alcohol. Potent Pilsner. It works like a regular alcohol. I thought that was like a toxic symbol on it, you know, like skull and crossbones. Steal the money, steal the drink. Oh, are we gonna get punished for this later? That's more money steal. Why is there so much crap on here? Someone's gonna try and pick a bone with us for this later. I just know it. Well, I don't know it, but... Oh no, something crazy you're talking about frequencies. Oh, 2.6 bucks. Quite a lot. Morale! Man, we actually would have survived even if we didn't buy the triple morale thing. Because we actually picked up some ore before we end up losing it. Before you, a drawbridge. It can only be lowered from the other side. We also got +1 morale thanks to, was it the teddy bear? Bunny? I don't remember. Alright, let's go across. See what horrors... Oh, hey, we can go over here. Nothing over here, though. I can't click on those. I wonder if I'll ever remember to... Is that a ladder? I wonder if I'll ever remember to check on this audio problem. Probably gonna end up searching something like Disco Elysium, stuttering. How fix? To your right, a white belly cormorant eyes you suspiciously. I'm assuming that's a bird because I heard some squawking. Must have taken a lot of patience to do this. What, bouncing those 30 rocks on top of each other on top of that post? Painted with pastels. Someone is trying to bring cheer into the world. Teeth clattering. I hear music. Oh no. Trash from some unending party. A pole screwed into the ice keeps the tent erect. I'm assuming like this jammed into the ice, not with literal screws. More tribalistic markings. This post is covered in little humanoids. Shortcut!
A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up.
Uh-huh.
Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough.
What is this? A crappy drawbridge?
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
I'm a little suspicious. Push it.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thump.
We should ask that girl on the ice what's going on here.
Gestures towards the young woman next to the tent. Oh yeah, let's ask her after we knock down the bridge. Let's check out the tent. Wait, do we actually go inside the tent? Oh boy. Okay, let's snoop around.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men, all in forward-looking apparel, reminiscent of the sticker on the padlock, are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Oh no, they're looking at me.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
That vaguely looks like Rick from Rick and Morty. Warm stuff? What, you mean warm air?
It's safe to assume this is their leader, or at least he thinks he is.
Squeeze in. Oh no, let's do it.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
He points his stomach to the lieutenant.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm probably older than you are, buddy.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
He gestures for you to squeeze in. Oh boy. What is going on here? Smells like sweat and laundry detergent. Plus a trace of ether. A speaker, the big kind they use for live music. A pile of nasal sprays. Brand name? Nosifed Ultra. I don't think this is Kuno here. It's some 3 other kids. They might be a little older. This tent is bigger than it looks from the outside. They got a whole like freaking boombox thing going on here. Canisters filled with what appears to be water. The label says distilled. Racketeer disappear, surging through the megasphere. What? Lyrics to a song, maybe? Let's talk to someone.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
For one terrifying fraction of a second, I thought it was he puts the toothbrush down into his mouth. You know, with bleach still on it. Also, can I really say I realize? I don't know if I greeted you when you came in. I know I acknowledged what you said, but hi Reddits. Enjoy your
Hello,
cooking.
I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Cool. Shake his hand.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
Is it working?
This is my posse, Noid,
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
Uh-huh.
and Egghead. Egg!
He yells. The tape player high above his head continues to blast strange music. From the way his eyes look and that like orange streak there, I thought he had like glowing eyes and like some kind of like pointy ears. Vaguely he look more orc-like than elf-like though.
Together with a settled burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Wait, how many music venues have you organized? One, including this one.
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
In the pipeline, so none of them piped out yet? Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Uh-huh.
Also for talent.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Noted.
Place is a shithole.
Noted.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
There's no need. The place is pretty bad.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
What are you talking about? Talking about the church with the smiley face on it?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Uh-huh.
Dopeheads! Burnouts!
He angrily spits on a screw, then starts cleaning it. Yeah.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Revachol.
That's cool, but did it occur to you what would happen if... Okay, well, probably not, because you probably weren't thinking about chasing out all the druggies out of the church, but, you know, if you were to take over the place, and all the druggies spill out into the land, it's like, then what? They might go and wreck stuff, or they might go right back into your dance club, force their way in. Because I doubt you guys can afford to have, like, a whole security contractor watching your backs.
Strike that! The word! And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there are the worst kind.
Uh-oh, let's hear it.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burners really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
No, I don't like having an opinion in this game. I don't know, I'm a bit of a dopehead myself. What? Now let's ask what kind.
The spooky kind.
What do you mean by spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
Oh, come on, what kind of answer is that? I was hoping you'd be the judge of that, officer. What? It's like you're... It's like someone says, man, those guys are crazy. How are they crazy? Well, I was hoping you could figure that out. What? You're the one who came up with the judgment.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
Okay, yeah, that's a little still more descriptive. But the way he said he, it sounded like eat. They don't eat or clean the building.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
This is this dude, right? He clearly has a whole head of hair, but here he just looks bald to me.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
Look into it, but not necessarily kick them out. Okay, I'll look into it. Tell me more.
All right, man.
Oh no, help Raver start a nightclub. Claps his hand
Andre is
enthusiastically.
obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchanged giddy looks.
Did you put that padlock on the door?
Yes. I asked Noy to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation.
Did you guys just murder everyone inside? You preventing people from getting in. How are people gonna get out?
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
How long have people been locked in there?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
Holy effing... Okay, so these are the same numbers that have been rattling around my head for a while, and they're probably outdated. They're probably inaccurate. However, someone once told me that... Okay, well, a couple of different sources combined together told me that you will die without oxygen for 8 minutes, without water for 3 days, without food for 2 weeks. That's probably not entirely accurate, and I don't know how much oxygen, how long you have to go without oxygen for permanent brain damage to start kicking in, but a week. How can you be sure they haven't starved to death?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
Uh-huh.
Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter there.
Andre, do you know what involuntary manslaughter means?
Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening here. I'm at least 80% sure they're alive. I mean, come on. Most people aren't ever that alive in their entire lives.
Yes, 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 yes. But if even one of them died, you have committed involuntary manslaughter. Or you could tell me it's murder instead, but we're just gonna treat it as involuntary manslaughter. Okay, yeah, I catch your drift.
I knew you'd get it. You're one smart cop.
I get by. Now, where was I with that
He
padlock?
nods attentively, ready to answer the questions of one smart cop.
I need the key, which you guys probably don't have for whatever reason.
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
All right.
Oh, he actually has the key. The speed freak. Why is it a speed freak? Because he... You know, I thought Speed Freaks FM was referring to people just recklessly driving, but what if he's on speed? The Speed Freak dips into his belt pouch and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden, cool and fused move, tossing to you in your general direction. God, I hate when people do this. Thankfully, I have decent reaction speed. Be the cool cop. Catch the key as it flies towards you.
You sense the trajectory
Oh,
of
thank
the
goodness.
piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left.
Catch it.
Ka-ching! The key hits your palm. The Speed Freaks nod to you approvingly.
Bask in the glory. Thanks, man. Played cool.
The Speed Freak nods to you, a respectful nod. You proved something here.
That's great. I don't know if I'd really need the respect, but it tends to be helpful usually. Although I found out in Alpha Protocol that getting everyone to respect you means that there's at least one a-hole that you can't kill when you really want to. He just gets away. What you're supposed to do is piss him off enough that he will just stay and fight you. Turns out though, you have to piss him off before you even met him. Like, he has... Alpha Protocol is a game about like spies and, you know, deniable assets and so on. So a lot of intel trading behind the scenes even before you met people. Alright, on to other questions.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
You mentioned some ecclesiasts on the church. Who are these ecclesiasts?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
That's two more terms. You asked about one term, you get two more.
If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery.
I don't even know what demagoguery is. Now here, Marie Andre, what is the founding party?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organization.
Nod. Good. Now let's talk about something
Yes.
else. Who exactly are these people inside the church?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
I'm tempted to say this first one. You haven't even seen them? You want the police involved? But, I mean, if you're freaked out, you probably wouldn't want to investigate too deeply, but still, locking them all in there? We're gonna find some dead bodies, aren't we? Or we're gonna find nobody. It's just gonna be like a ghost house. Or it's gonna be haunted, but we can't actually find people. Well, better safe than sorry. Anything more you can tell me?
Yes, there's also the machinery.
The machinery.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
Oh god. This thing isn't a druggy den after all, is it? Oh my god, what kind of machines, I wonder?
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
Oh god, please don't tell me that you murdered some like innocent scientist running some weird electricity-based experiment. Hey, hey Poison, thanks for stopping by. I was trying to figure out if I should call you Fiery, if I should call you Poison. I'm not gonna call you 581 unless you want me to.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
The feeling. Let me guess, you lick the water. No, don't lick the water.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
That's what I thought. I definitely heard Poison before. Although, you technically didn't write Poison, so I should be calling him... Potion? I'm just messing you.
No, the other one.
The other feeling.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Should I be concerned?
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
But you haven't physically seen the silence. I'm kidding.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times. And we felt someone, or something, eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
A woman. Ruby, perhaps? Who might also be the drug dealer? Who was the mastermind covering up the murder? Man, wouldn't it be a shame if our next lead turned out to be a literal... Oh, not literal dead end, but turned out to be literally dead. Okay. They probably don't know anything about the thing, but let's ask them about it.
Like, you aren't alone, you know?
Reddit, I'm not gonna sue you. You know why? Because legal stuff is annoying as heck.
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
Also, I'm bad at gaining money. I don't like losing the stuff, but I don't like putting the effort to gain it. I wish I'd just have it, you know?
Not human, as in a ghost. Do you know what he means?
I don't know. Probably the freaking possum or something.
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man.
Half crab, half man?
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
Or a giant spider?
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Maybe it's just never seen a girl before. Speaking of which, we need to go talk to her outside. We just kind of ignored her and came in here.
Odd. Crabs are usually marine creatures, and not known for climbing walls.
Ambush behavior, nod. Crab man. Yeah, climbing walls does remind me of the spider from Hunt Showdown. That thing is creepy. Don't need showing up in this game. I think Harry Dubois would probably be dead if it showed up.
Crab man!
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
I guess we should be glad that they trusted each other.
So he hasn't even been in there lately. Is he afraid?
Probably.
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
This guy actually has some common sense on his head.
There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense.
Tell me more about the machinery.
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
You don't know squat. Also, I've been wondering for a while, like, is that like a sticker on his cheek? But then he's got like more on his neck. I thought this was like a scarf or like high collar shirt. But like looking at this, it looks like he's just got them plastered on his skin. Little druggy tabs. Little slap patches, medicinal patches. Who knows? How can you be so sure they're burnouts and dope heads so you haven't even seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
This is a below feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he is attempting to weaponize idiocy.
I don't understand what it means to weaponize idiocy. Sure, I don't see a single thing wrong with that. I mean, I see plenty wrong with it, but no need to poke any buttons for now.
I'm 70% sure they're substance users. Don't let the technology fool you.
Substance users, to the best of my knowledge, don't cart around heavy machinery and do crazy stuff like plugging... okay, they might do crazy stuff like plugging into water.
Sure. What?
Let's ask about this tent full of equipment.
Yes. What?
What's with all the nose fed?
The what now?
Leans in close to hear you better. Point at the bottle of nasal spray in the corner. The Nosafed Ultra. You have a lot of it lying around.
Oh, the old Ultra. We...
Snorted? Like a bunch of druggies?
I have a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe.
Sound fine to me. Well, you sound psycho, but that's besides the point.
Yes, that's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
Nosafed is the shit.
Can I have some? I have some nose problems too.
Sure. Here
Huzzah!
you go, officer. The Noser. Blast away.
Alright, I see you brought your own water.
Yeah, good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
Ah! So you tell me that there's potentially people who have been trapped in there for a week without even running water. Oh boy. And it's distilled too.
Oh,
He doesn't know what to say.
it's the one they sell at the fuel station.
Alright, enough of this.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. They're convinced we're a smart cop. Oh my god. That gave us a -2. Take 60, and how the heck am I gonna pull this off? Fine, let's start poking some more holes
Yes.
into this.
What?
Hate to tell you, but it reeks of sweat in here.
It does, doesn't it?
Told you we have a smell problem.
Picks up a piece of telephone cord and expects it. Wait, I also smell ether. Why?
Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid?
No,
Mixed with peculiar chemical scent like a laundry detergent.
He sniffs the air. Then, it doesn't take a forensic scientist to guess it's drug-related. They look and act like the kind of guys who've done their fair share. However, their breathing is regular, their jaws stay put, and their pupils aren't dilated. So, not under the influence right now.
Oh boy.
At least, not under the influence of stimulants. That doesn't rule out hallucinogens, benzos, some depressants. How do you know all this?
Probably because I've done them all.
He
Great.
nods enthusiastically.
Okay,
No doubt, a
unexplained.
little relieved.
Unexplained either smell and nosophed. Only cancel out the convince you're a smart cop. God dang it. Who exactly these people? You haven't seen them, you want the police involved?
There's also the machinery.
Yes.
When I first scouted the place, back in February.
Yes.
one of them has wires.
Yep.
Andre.
Oh,
No.
Yep.
Felt like silence.
Yep.
not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and like you want.
It wasn't quite.
Not human.
It was this dark. Yeah, you know.
Okay, I don't
the
remember
snow-
what I had.
Crabs
Are you sure there was a
usually
crab man?
no-
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally.
So he hasn't even been in.
You should ask her about it.
There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense.
Tell me more about the
You should
machinery.
talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct. Sure. What?
That's
As
it for
always.
now. Can I talk to Noid?
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid. Good.
Skin shows through the holes in the Speed Freak's too large sweater. In front of him, an open toolbox full of carpentry tools and parts.
It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
He runs his hand through his hair, which is combed back in mock seriousness, and continues to fiddle with some gears. Saw a sticker on the padlock. Can you tell me anything about it? He's pressed there against the light. Noid Bowie. Alright. Tell me about the sticker.
Sticker? You mean the yellow?
Interesting. He wants you to describe it, though he already knows what it looks like.
No, let's just show it to him.
Seems like my creation has found its way into the legal bureaucracy. What did you want to ask about it?
What makes the sticker so modern? What?
Simplicity was brought to us by classical soul artist modernism, but that was a tasteful, harmonious simplicity, right?
Sorry, my brain just went to sleep.
Well, hardcore is not tasteful or outwardly harmonious. It's a warning shot. This will be dangerous. The echo of man's loss, haunting him.
So, again, my brain has totally shut off with all this random stuff he's talking about. But with warning shots, you gotta be careful. One of the rules of weapon safety, and I believe is an unofficial one, at least in the set that I learned, is know your target and what lies beyond. So it might be a warning shot, but be careful where you fire that thing. In the air? Sure. Let's hope you don't hit some Birdman or something, I don't know.
The sticker, the clothes, the music, same thing.
Uh-huh. Come up with the stuff by yourself?
Not alone. Many people are thinking the same thing right now. There's a gathering at the Elysium. The beat is the same for all.
Which is supposed to be what now?
The dead guy smiling.
Uh-huh. And what does it mean? Why is the dead guy smiling?
He defeated history. We are living in the age of history, and in the eyes of history, we are always already dead. How can we ever smile then? Because history is a lie, and so are its deaths.
I wonder if that dude hanging from the tree for a week is a lie. Because he seems pretty dead to me. Like, I mean, it's one thing to fake your death. It's another thing to have a bullet hole through your head, to have signs of hanging, and to have your body just hanging out there for a solid week.
The present moment and life are the hardcore. The hardcore expels death.
I'm going to assume he's not being
Or
literal.
maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just really ecstatic about the beats.
I think we exhausted the subject for now.
I guess one could write an entire treatise on the thing. But what for?
Okay, so sign.
Yeah, gotta compare. See if we can align.
Interesting.
I suck at socialising, man. Even now, our sign synchronisation is way off. But I'll see what I can do.
What about now? The sign's alright now?
Nah. Still strongly out of sync. Stage gamma disalignment.
What?
You heard me.
What? He examines the small metal bolt in his hand. Alright, tell me about the machines.
Weird stuff.
He cringes.
Specialised.
Why?
There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
The People's Republic of Samara is a product of Revishal's sister revolution of the Grad Isola. It's known as a severely degenerated rogue state.
What's wrong with the supernatural?
Nothing's wrong with it. You should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it though.
Okay, so you think it's real, that it actually exists?
Most of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist. Because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs.
I mean, it might be too dangerous for the plebs.
Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
Sounds fun until you stare face first. Or, well, until you stare in the face. I'm mixing up my idioms. Until you fall into it head first. There we go.
The
What do you call
hardcore
Noid?
aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
It picks up some kind of widget, and I don't understand what that means. I understand what it means. Esoteric means known only to a small group of people. Meaning, it's a secret.
I can see that. Further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve sign synchronicity would be by getting us into the...
Nope. Okay, let's talk to
A young
Egghead.
man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Walshi tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says,
Egg!
Hardcore!
Nope. I was wrong. Is it?
It's hardcore!
You're just gonna keep saying it's hardcore, aren't you?
Skibbity, skibberdanger. I am the rearranger.
Uh-huh.
your cop training did not prepare you for this. What to do? Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think?
Let's just get out. Talk to the chick, see if we can check out the church. I want to see if I can get more information so I can come back and get them with a higher chance of argument. And if I fail, I'll just check out the
A
church itself.
shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Interesting. No, not really. It's just early 20s. Normally you say young lady, right? Although I guess if you're older, you might still say girl, and our character is at least 40.
Oh, hello there.
Hello.
She must be Estelle, the last of the speed freaks, Hossie. It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing.
You know who else is wearing a hat? Kim, who seems to have short hair on the sides too.
Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party.
Not only that, but Kim's ears aren't even red, unlike our character's ears. But our character's is probably red over from the alcohol. You must be a cell. Dear child, it's freezing. Where's your hat?
Huh?
Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder.
I said, you should have a hat on.
So should you.
I have a hat on! I should, and I do!
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It's nice. You should wear one too. You plan on staying outside in this weather.
Yeah, well... Look, man, fuck the hat.
Girl, how high are you right now?
What did she just say? That's not how a civilian is supposed to address an officer of the law.
Yes, well, my authority is crap and you won't let me change my gear mid-conversation. Come on, let me just, like, change my clothes, okay? Just have them look the other way. Nah. Is that language really necessary?
I'm sorry I said fuck the hat. I was concentrating on something else.
Yes, there are probably, like, sparkling butterflies floating around your vision right now.
My whole family swears and it rubbed off on me.
There's a pain expression on her face. She'll answer your questions now. Others told me you went inside the church. What did you see in there?
Oh, that. You're not gonna believe me. There's no point in me telling you.
It doesn't matter if I believe you, but I believe that you did see something, and that any information I have could be useful.
She's less prone to blurt it out, Crabman, than the others.
We'll see. Go ahead and tell me.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still.
Go on.
And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story.
I'm still thinking more spider than crab.
Like a crab, you say?
The man nods. His face is stone. Expressionless, basically. Trying to keep a neutral expression. What does Crabman look like? And from her description, I'm not thinking it's a crab at all. It's just a man that moves like a crab.
It was too dark. I couldn't tell exactly.
Come on, she obviously could. She already went into detail.
Thanks, Drama. Come on, quit stalling on me. What did he look like?
He looked like a banger, okay? He was all muscular and stuff. Had a mesh tank top. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that only made it scarier in a way.
Could he be one of the three from Chrono?
A crab and a banger?
The lieutenant raised an eyebrow. Stop it, Kim. Lower those eyebrows.
Yes, a banger. As in a mess gang member. I know what it sounds like, but that's what I saw.
You're wrong. I do believe you. I believe most of it. And I tend to be pretty gullible, so let's keep going.
Why?
Strange things happen. What would you stand to gain?
Nothing. Anyway, what else?
I'd like to know more about your associates. And actually that device first. Associates. No, I already asked. I already read this question, this statement out loud, so let's say it.
My associates? I haven't got much to say about them.
What do you mean? You must know something about them.
Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them.
Uh-huh.
To the cops.
What about you? Tell me something about yourself.
Me? I'm a silver bird.
Aha! Okay, maybe I'll ask later about all this.
Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but
What's that device you got there?
this is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still.
And the wires?
Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
What's a contact microphone?
A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike.
I see. Yeah, any news on my wife's name? How about my mother?
No,
Okay, encyclopedia.
you're welcome.
Where'd you get the mic from?
Same place I got the recorder from. The Elysium.
And what's that?
Oh man. You haven't been to the Elysium? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
This sounds like I'm going to sound like a fool, but sounds interesting. Who's this Arnold guy?
Oh yeah, guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Elysium going kind of person.
I get down.
I don't know what that means.
I grind.
I don't know what that means either.
It means I'm hip beyond my years. Nor do I, but I have concrete evidence that I rock, in the form of a wrecked tape player and a completely trash hostel room.
That's cool.
She breathes on her fingers like she doesn't really know what to say. You're right, time has deserted me.
Sucks, man.
Oi!
Was there something else? About the contact mic, perhaps?
Sure. How's that thing work?
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble.
Alright. Now on my questions for you.
Okay.
Like, what are you doing out here?
Recording, I guess.
And what are you recording?
I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound.
Are you just gonna play this back on a boombox or something?
What happened to the old headphones?
Wait, what happened to the headphones?
My boyfriend sold them.
What for?
I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
Like drugs?
Everything checks out, sire.
The drama, failure. Wow, I've never seen this. Failure, huh? Actually, no, I think I did see it before, but it's extremely rare when your brain isn't tripping out because you're looking at a pretty lady or something. I don't remember there was any failure there. I think all the stats were all like success. What are these recordings for? The cracks, the footsteps.
The musicians in the Elysium used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain.
Just nod.
Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be, like, a music place anyway.
I think it takes a lot of hard work to actually make music out of ambient noise. She rubs her shoulders and looks around.
I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
Man. They're starting at the bottom and then they're starting at the negatives.
The sharp drop in endorphins is almost visible, like a warm blanket has fallen off her shoulders. The wave of chill, the quivering jaw, indications of a drug high.
Can I give this idiot a hat?
Take this, you're cold.
He begins to take off his jacket.
No man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
It's okay.
He backs up. He throws you a glance. Give her your hat. Here, you need this more than I do.
Thanks.
She puts it on. It's a bit too large for her. Oh my god, I lost my Dick Mullen hat. You said it's supposed to be a music place. Did you mean the one Andre's got playing? The church?
Yeah, the boys think it could be a place, like the Elysium or something. Stupid. It's really not going to be a Elysium, that's for sure.
And who are these boys?
The boys.
Yeah, Andre and the guys, inside the tent.
And why is that?
Why are you freezing out here where the boys are inside?
They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room.
Stuff like what? They had room for one more person. It just happened to be me.
Didn't you see it yourself? It's mostly music stuff. Like this tape recorder, but
What?
bigger.
Why not just leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze?
That stuff is more expensive than I am.
Oi.
More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. I can take the cold.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Medoro, I happen to like Encyclopedia babbling in my ear. It was great. Tape recorder lies in the ice like a discarded toy. Pick it up. Legendary empathy. Well, let's see if we could get our logic and our empathy higher up. Why is this a white dot? Oh.
Fairweather T500. Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite, frequency something something radio weapon? None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have Fairweather T-500 on it, because the armor itself is invulnerable. Good news is, so are the armor pieces on you.
+2 hand-eye coordination against enemies and Fairweather T-500 armor. Okay, so I did get a bonus. That might come in handy later. It's getting dark. It's almost 2100. I want to do that exploit. Man, I'm gonna miss having Encyclopedia Sensei whispering in my ear. Okay, hang on. We need empathy and logic, right? Here, well, here's logic. Oh, -1 drama. Oh, that would have actually made the difference. Holy crap, that would have made the difference. I was one off, I think. Logic, logic. Huh. Okay, that gives more logic. Encyclopedia? There's nothing for empathy. Surely I haven't lost any empathy. Maybe that girl will have a better encyclopedia now. Kim was trying to go all the way around. That's kind of creepy. Okay, let's try that anyway.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us?
Can't say. Gotta ask
Sure.
questions first. Ask you about this music place you've been playing in the church.
It's supposed to become like a club for Anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Elysium. Except that, yeah,
She looks at the old wooden church up on the poles. As a mean wind comes bellowing in, the 6-story structure lets out a doleful shriek. What is Anodic dance music?
you know, Anodic, cathodic, music that's made
Secret
with
task
electronic
complete? What?
instruments.
Okay. Electronic instruments? Like what?
Synthesizers and tape consoles. Microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity, but isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that.
You know, I don't actually know what a synthesizer is. Anyway, enough about the church then. Got another
Go
question.
ahead.
Tape recorder lies in the ice like a discarded toy. Pick it up. 17%. Let's go!
The device is cold to the touch. An angular Omicron logo adorns the yellow plastic cover. Underneath you see a reel of tape rolling. You put the device back on the ice.
Okay. Alright, boys. I'm gonna fail this check, but let's try it.
Hi again. So, how
42%. Ooh. She was high, unexplained ether smell, unexplained nose of head. These guys are a bunch of druggies. It's a shame I got the -2 though, but I got a boost thanks to some of my gear.
A number of things don't add up. Let's take a look. How about gather around, kids?
Okay, kids, now gather around.
The young speed freak puts down a busted capacitor and looks at you. The one with the large head seems very enthusiastic about whatever you have planned.
Is he ever not enthusiastic?
Their would-be leader is less amused.
Some time in the past, I'm not sure when and where, but betrayal was involved. I fell sick and became the shadow you see here. But before that, I have reason to believe I was a police detective.
But you still are.
I was good enough in this job to be awarded the rank of lieutenant yet freighter. I could have been captain. Imagine that!
What happened?
Disco happened.
I've been trying to say we need the next step in dance music to happen fast.
Shut it!
What? I have! I've said that!
Now, obviously, that might as well have been 1,000 years ago, but there's still some detective left in me.
The young speed freak is silent.
Your girl is as high as a kite out there. Must have been hard for you boys to keep sober for this meeting.
We don't need drugs to be hardcore.
Shut the fuck up, Egg.
Maybe not today, Egg, but you need drugs to get through the days when you're not expecting me.
Climb down from the equestrian monument, cop man. Consciousness is new to the universe. We all have our ways to ease the shock.
Yeah, consciousness has been around for at least a few thousand years, depending on the universe you're in. So, does the cell need drugs more than you?
We know she has a problem, man. We're working on it. She didn't exactly have a smooth adolescence.
Bottom line is, I know.
What exactly is it you know?
This isn't the makings of a club. It's a tent full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers.
It would be hilarious if I just ripped off the cover of the speakers and all of this like cocaine-looking stuff comes spilling out.
One speaker. They have one speaker.
Where's his friend? Did he lose his friend?
What do you mean, friend?
The other speaker, you only have one.
It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction and anodic music. Other speaker.
This may be the brain damage talking, but you've definitely never heard of monodynamic or one-speaker systems.
And you have no headphones. Wouldn't a cell need her headphones to spin tape?
What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing.
And the nosophed? Here for its active ingredient.
He said it was for his nose. What more do you want?
Likely pseudoephedrine, almost exactly the shape of ephedrine. Ephedrine makes you happy, and so does pseudoephedrine.
This is still water, cornerstone of a clean lab.
And of all cellular-based life. What's your point, Lawbringer?
Usually doesn't have to be distilled though. What about the ether there? A useful solvent, good for getting acting agent out of a solution.
Make up your mind. First it's the sweat, then it's the ether.
Why not both? There's no need for me to pile on anymore, is there?
No shit.
He sounds tired. In short, you tried to use a police detective to set up a drug lab.
That's... Come on, that's...
Punishable by summary execution?
It's not.
His eyes are wide with fear. Alright, so what are we gonna do with you?
What do you mean, do?
There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. It wouldn't take a lot of pushing.
You tell me what's really going on, and we'll work from there. I can be lenient.
What do you mean by lenient?
Not calling back up and hauling you all off to the pen, for starters.
Okay, man, okay.
Raises his hands.
Things are just so hard for an entrepreneur in this city right now. It's not like we lied when we said we want to turn a church into the wickedest club in East Revershoal.
Because we do! We totally do!
We just need to turn it into a speed lab before.
Oh, right, that's gonna transition real well. I mean, sure it does, right? Some of these clubs are just filled with drugs. The problem is, this place will probably have a lot more drugs and a lot less music. Really, you're trying to get us to bust out all these druggies, and then you have this crap going
To
on.
get our foot in the door.
And why did you need me?
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up.
And you also call them druggies and burnouts. They're not really spooky, are they?
No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in there.
Okay. Look, kid. if they're gonna call the police if you start cooking speed in there, what makes you think that they have anything for me to arrest them with? If they're gonna call the police, they're probably not thinking about getting arrested themselves.
But the sign was way off too. I couldn't feel the love at all.
Sir, you promised you'd be lenient.
This is it. Judgment time.
Let's do this clean. No speed lab. Just a club for the Anodic music. I have to look into the spooker situation before I decide what to... No speed lab. No speed lab. I can't believe I'm even letting you go along with the club, but... Seriously, like... the fact that we can proceed with both? No! Drugs are bad. You hear like works of fiction where like organized criminal elements are like, yeah, we don't do stuff involving human trafficking or drugs, but we do everything else. It's like those two are a whole new level of bad. When you put drugs up there with human trafficking. Seriously, guys, no drugs.
Yeah!
The young man's smile widens to inhuman proportions. His teeth beam in the floodlight.
I knew it.
The would-be leader drops his spiked head between his knees.
It's impossible now.
No, Andre, it's harder now. This hard cop has come to show us how much the fish is, and the fish is always so much more. We all know there was never going to be a club for Anodic music with the Speed Lab. Now it has a fighting chance.
What's that about a fish?
There needs to be a club for Anodic music in there. Needs to. Everyone hates each other. Everybody hates it here. It's all just drugs and we're slaves and I can't. We are running out of time. We need a win, Andre. I promise this will be a win. We won't cook speed in there. We'll do it clean. We'll do it true. We'll do it sober and real and beautiful. This will be a victory for the light.
The fact that Andre's all depressed, and it's like, it's impossible now. Come on, guys. He almost got rounded up for trying to do a drug lab. Right, let's call this incident crime prevention. But I have my eye on you.
Okay, we'll try to do it without the drugs.
Raise his head from between
We'll do a
seats.
straight club up in there, spinning the maddest reels, and nothing but. I swear to God. Okay, Ed?
From here on, it'll be straight all the way.
I know Noid has a sign, but what's the deal with the egghead there?
He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master of ceremonies.
Okay, how do you communicate with the MC?
Well, he's just kinda here. I don't really know how to communicate with him.
Have you ever really talked to him?
Yeah, sometimes. When I stumble and find my way into his center, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first though.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself. I get it. He's a puzzle.
Interfacing? Do you want to solve this puzzle for us? No, I'm good for now.
As always.
Okay, before we do anything else, I'm gonna do a hard save. And then because I'm disappointed with myself for missing the chance... Excuse me. I am now going to load... Huh. Okay. So there was no autosave, huh? Did I load? No, I hit cancel, didn't I? Okay. Okay. I missed my chance. I'm disappointed in myself. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run all the way back home and pass the time that way. I'm pass the time over there. I want to figure out if it can be done. And then I want to talk to guard in the morning, see if there's any consequences. Wait, I don't remember this. Shoot, there's more stuff. Yeah. We can't go this way, can we? Or wait, is this the way? This is the way. Can't go through here. Did we click on this before? I think we did. Okay, anyway, we're gonna go back to Whirling, see if we could steal a night in there, see if Gart would just be like, nope, You're not getting any more, or they just like lock the doors because I didn't pay the previous night. It's not like they'll open it during the day and then lock it again at night, right? That'd be kind of silly. And then we'll load and get back to all the other stuff. And we're not gonna do all the stuff that we could talk to people about, like for example Titus. God, I hate talking to that guy. Or talking to Gart about all the stuff that's going on. And actually, since we're here, let's do some save scum stuff. We're not gonna go through this conversation. I should go through this conversation. Why am I save scumming? Why? Don't do this to me. Let's see what I need. I don't remember what I need.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
There's something that binds you to him.
Animal control uniform?
The police of animals, yes.
That doesn't
Of
sound
course,
right. I don't want to say
you
it.
don't have to. You can talk about anything you want.
Okay. Esprit de corps, that's what it was. Low up. Let's put on the one esprit de corps jacket. Man, I'm gonna miss that hat. It's a nice hat.
I can't believe
Got some questions for you. I'm a cop.
About what? You don't look like a cop. You know what you look like?
Like Goulet.
No, you will not start blabbering about that.
You didn't answer your question.
Nice.
You know what it is. It's like the two of
Tell me the truth.
know
You know me from somewhere.
Oh, I did.
another life.
From where? From another
Yes.
life?
From another life. A different life. To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
41st?
Okay. That's plausible. That's entirely somewhere good.
Let's talk about the hypothetical station 41.
Okay.
He just says okay, huh? Okay. Who else is our imaginary police
You're
station?
not going to believe this, but yes, sir. Solving crime. Just some regular.
Not getting a
boring
drink on at 2
motherfuckers
o'clock.
in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacular. Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment?
You seem like a cool guy. I'd love to have you as my partner. This is what I would say in an actual conversation, so let's say something else. You seem like a bit of a drag. No offense, but I could do better.
None taken, my friend. None
Oh,
taken.
we should have said Kim is cooler than
Let's
you.
be honest. There's been some purely fictional talk in our image, and the conclusion is that a man with your caliber should form his own one-man policing unit. Anyone else would just slow you down.
Do you have a
Oh,
crime?
no. You see, I enjoy watching other.
This isn't helping.
Can't imagine what it is anymore. Or can't imagine.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
Now we answer some
No.
question. Why not?
'Cause it's not my job. Why don't you go and fucking do yours and solve this damn hanging?
You don't want to answer a question? Maybe you want to hear me say things?
Actually, I don't want to hear.
Come on, Jean.
Okay, say things.
Hear that?
He wants to hear you say
Suddenly,
things.
out of nowhere, case-related things.
Okay,
start
so this
popping
person
up
was
in
shot
the
and then made to look like he was hanging. He might have been shot by the people who hanged him. No, okay, the person was shot and then hanged. He might have been shot by the person who made it look like he was
A
hanged.
cover-up. What the author of the cover-up is the perp? Makes sense.
I know, right? But where's the motive?
You don't have a motive? Then the double cover-up seems too neat.
Yeah, hey, what am I telling
I
you
don't
these
know.
things?
Oh my god, there's more. You want something more? What is it?
Talk about the hangman.
Okay, why not? Let's do the old thing over again.
Shot and
You
hanged.
think he was hanged as a cover-up? To hide the shooting?
Basically,
okay.
yes.
Well, I don't know. Why are... Oh my god, there's more.
Yeah, what?
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical station 41.
This whole interaction was perfectly
There's
normal.
something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on.
I know it sounds crazy and you'll probably get laughed at, but
Just
it's
ask,
impossible. I don't
of
want to waste my
course.
time. It's preposterous. We'll probably go explore that again later if I feel like getting my esprit de corps up. But for now, we are going to go into this room. Why do I hear music intensifying? Why are you in my room, Kim? Let's see, do we have a book to read?
You stare at the now familiar black and in cold.
Read.
For Hugo Grad as ethnic tension, it would physically hurt
Read
you
10
to
more
keep.
pages. That's fine. We're just passing time.
They go through a brick. He toils through the. She spends the memory of their short time spent
Why can't I put
as
this book away?
life
Okay,
leaves
cool,
their
cool, 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 cool.
remains between the soil sheets. Their final thoughts of the back cover is dominated. She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this
Start reading.
cold, detached prose. For Hugo Grad, as
We're just
ethnic,
wasting time,
it
don't
would
worry about it.
physically hurt you to keep. They go through. He toils through. She spends the memory of their short time as life leaves their.
Okay. And we need to waste a little bit more time. Can't do anything that would cause
Yes?
physical damage, but you seem to be following me.
Excuse me?
Well, if I want to work this case alone.
Detective, if I may be frank, you seem to be in a deranged state. You have trouble remembering things. You've misplaced your badge.
But what if I need some me time?
Some you time? This is a police investigation, not a journey of self-discovery. You'll still have your evenings to yourself.
Okay, sounds good to
A
me.
moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist.
Okay, let's see here. What else can I do? What more time can I waste? Ooh, it's a book.
The face of King Freecell smiles at you. Comrade, as you know, but only 4 issues in, perhaps, so please. If you value, you flip back to the front of the magazine. This section, you also... Whoa,
Time is passing too slow.
Bear rest. Apparently, you flip back to the front of the magazine. It takes a... Why? Obviously, it evokes. As you leaf through... The main feature, though, is a long... You flip back to the front of the... Unsurprised, you skim... Finally, there's a brief article by the writer. According to the absolute nonsense, it goes on. You flip back to
Okay, I managed to successfully waste enough time. And the end result is I get chucked out of the room. I got thrown out of the room.
Fairweather T500.
Come on, let's skip through this. I just want to see why I couldn't move. Accept. Can I walk now? Yes, I can walk now. It's locked! Okay, well, let's save myself like 20 real. Let's get out of here. And back to the little church-looking place. I mean, it is a church. It was a church. Was it now? We don't know. Something spooky, apparently. Okay, Restream is acting up. I can still interact with it, despite the fact that I'm not holding control. Or maybe I was holding control. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Let's go. Why can't I click? Oh, I guess that wasn't an area I could walk on. I thought there was supposed to be a lock here. Is it just so dark I can't see the door?
Heavy wooden doors,
Okay,
more than
yeah,
twice
it's
your
there.
height, stand shut. The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Neat.
Let's go.
Pull on the doors, and let's not get
A
shot.
great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum.
Oh, so they not only starved to death and died of thirst, but probably suffocated too.
In the heart of the city,
Wow. I heard back in the day, castles would take like 10 years to make, while churches, or actual cathedrals, it would take like 100+ years. It's a place of worship, not just some hasty fortifications. They want to put as much effort into it as possible. Strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. What if I run? Nah, stay with the slow jogging. More of the fork lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. It's a long forgotten style. Grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. What am I looking at? Oh, this carving. Oh, wow. And this one, too. Let's look at the board. It's probably a distraction. Someone's gonna sneak up on me. His name is probably Corvolatano. I'm kidding. Blackboard filled with complex equations. They look recent. Something to do with radio frequencies? Did a bunch of kids try to set up a drug lab in a place run by organized crime drug dealers? Bowl of filled water. Live wire runs directly into it. Could these wires work as contact microphones?
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore.
Church is spooky.
Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I think I hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums. It seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual.
I'm trying to picture that and I can't. Speaking of which, perception's hearing. I've been running around low stats this whole time. Where is perception? Oh, down here in Motor X. Okay, I'm good there. These stats have been bad though. Oh yeah, I've not been getting anything from these for a while. Why? Because my stats are completely busted. Even Inland Empire hasn't been saying anything to me. I have the wrong clothes on, I think. Oh boy, oh boy. I kind of hate that my health and morale affect my stats. Like, it makes sense, but it's kind of irritating. Maybe I should always keep myself charged up, even if it takes some real. Especially because I can now afford to stay at the Whirling, even if I don't need to. And that's the more important thing. I saved 20 real by not staying at the Whirling. And plus, staying there only just restores your morale and health, right? What if I just run around all night and not have to, whatchamacallit again? And I don't have to, like, use any additional meds on fatigue damage. Yeah, what if that's only healing? Huh. In which case, 20 real would be a total ripoff. Anyway.
You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Why would I want to make noise? Stomp your feet, clap your hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
Why am I yelling?
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers.
Tourniquet, what's happening? How are they creating a sound dampening system in here?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans close.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing, and it's beginning to worry me.
The church just has strange acoustics, some engineering trick.
I wonder, how well can it silence a gunshot?
Maybe the church was designed this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing, on its premises.
Wait, you mean it doesn't have to do with all these bowls of water and the live wires going into them? Maybe they want to discourage singing and dancing.
Could be.
It's a church. Aren't they supposed to have, like, choirs and stuff in here? How is someone supposed to give a sermon if no one in the church can hear them?
He doesn't seem entirely convinced, though.
Look up into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
I wish I could change my gear. I might have negative perception. Try to see beyond the shadows. I got nothing.
Just darkness without end. It makes your head spin.
Try to make out something. Anything.
There's nothing. You're dizzy and disoriented as you see dark and more dark rising.
Darkness rising.
Officer, what are you looking at?
He follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever is you're seeing. Blink. Oh,
You
what?
see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes.
Here you go. Hi there.
Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
In this picture, he looks kind of like a sculptor. Yeah, that minus perception. Darn. +2 logic, though. That's neat. Do I have any other hats that aren't, like, utterly embarrassing? No, I don't even have hats. plus logic minus authority. Yeah. Let's see. Drama falls under intellect. Because drama is lying in this game. I don't want minus drama. That's a shame. Nah. Megabinos prescription lenses. Plus encyclopedia minus perception. Whose idiotic idea were square and beige plastic frames anyway? That's how you read it, right? I've seen that word a handful of times and it always stands out to me because I'm not entirely clear. Like, is this kind of like peachish, orangish color, I guess? Beige is a color that does not look good on anyone. Not to mention that seeing the world through those exceedingly thick lenses feels almost nauseating. Nausea-inducing hell glasses. This is creepy. Let's talk.
Is that a man? Looks more like part of the carpentry of the building came alive and is now studying you intently.
Well, maybe we can talk to the building then.
The crab man.
Hey, who's there?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry. Everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
This is not what I expected from some creepy man climbing around the shadowy rafters of a place for a week solid without food or water.
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in general. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Revachol.
Right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
Unfortunately, I'm already being squeezed through the neck of the bottle and I went back in.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
We questioned the kids outside. And I kind of want to know what he's doing in here.
Hey, and what was that about? The bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
I'm policeman. Need to talk to you about police things. I don't know anything about alcohol use.
Oh yeah, sure. You don't know anything about alcohol use. You got it all under control, Way. I could smell the control all the way over here.
Okay, fine, I'm struggling, but you don't need to lecture me. I know what I need to do.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc Albino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
Okay.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
That's all well and good, but we need to talk about the unlicensed occupation of ecclesial property.
The only thing we need to talk about is how the mother can really help you, Holmes.
I would laugh if it turns out this mother isn't actually like a religious figure, but it's actually more drugs. His voice echoes in the cold air of the church. How can we even hear him?
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in. We already have.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game?
Maybe.
Whatever it is, he's quite confident about it. Just look how gracefully he sways.
Uh-huh.
'Tis not an act, my liege. Save him perchance, he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
Do you know where the other spooker is? Pointing at the strange machines around you.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
The Aita is Grandma?
Wait, so there is another person living in the church, and it's a Vita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes.
Right.
She's
She looks-
actually quite young.
She looks like her grandma dressed her up.
Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
Age is just a mask. That's a new one. You don't know where she is.
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
Noted. I can't even tell. Do you have clothes on, buddy? Are you just running around like jeans and like no top? Do you have shoes? Doesn't look like I can see your toes. I'm assuming those are shoes. So you got nothing else to tell me. How she looks, what she does, who she is?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or
search through her radio computer.
Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
the ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Think they scared of me.
Wait, do they have reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
Anymore. Noted! So, what do you think about the nightclub, that is?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company.
Okay, thanks. Okay, wow, this is something else. Crack painted glass, colorful. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. Figure drawn in frost in the window, depicting a deer. Oh, what's that? Clothes? Are these clothes? Pain threshold. Oh, I can kind of see why they say he looks like a gangster. I can't really tell, but he looks fit. Actually, his portrait made him look like one of those like chiseled like ancient Roman statues, I think. Or is it Greek? Probably Roman. They're probably connected. Inland Empire seems nice, but that's a horrific necktie. Let's see if we can get this on. This combination of clothes looks ridiculous. Why did I give that hat? Why that hat? I got -1 perception. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. Wait, that's a bottle. That's another bottle. 10 cents, huzzah! Yeah, it's 10 cents, right? It's not 1 cent? I mean, 10 cents not worth much anyway, but... What? I can't even tell what my characters are trying to do here. Spider spun his web around this wood-carved pillar. Are those shoes? I think I see some coins. Shoes? Dude, the guy just like threw off all his clothes, didn't he? Composure, that's nice. But my stuff is not. Let's get some empathy on. Wow, I don't know if that's good or a bad combination right there. Shoes with those pants. Big gaping hole. What is this? That stuff's glowing back there.
In the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Jeez.
A radio computer. And it's turned on.
He seems cautious around the machine.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Are you sure? But what is this strange thing?
A radio computer. We
Have you
have
paid
one
slow
on the
patiently?
station. No, I don't know how to operate it or what it's used for. Let's go.
This is the Ream Prefect radio computer, a model number RC7024, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible interim printer.
The interfacing isn't lockpicking like I thought. I know the models of every piece
The
of
Ream Prefect
machinery.
is the governmental version of the commonly used Ream Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the Ream Prefect is equipped with better noise attenuation circuits.
Wait, let me just investigate it. Why does he seem so freaked
You
out?
see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Look inside the compartment.
Behind the hatch, sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. This is the machine's filament memory. Press play to access its contents.
Alright, let's do it.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver.
Fancy terms.
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good evening. Votre accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Fortress accident. I feel like I should know this term, but I don't remember.
This is a human interface. A retired person sitting behind a switchboard somewhere.
A human interface. As in, we're talking to someone here. Fortress accident. Sounds familiar.
The company on whose name the terminal you're currently using has been registered to.
Ah. Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment.
Here, flip through a catalog before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCS produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
Oh wait, was it the dude at the mural with his son?
That's not bad.
Wow, so conceptual.
I wouldn't know. I'm only here for passwords.
And what's that, this interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
Jeez. What's the personal log?
The filament you have inserted into the core.
You mean that glowing thing with a tape that says log February to March?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Is this the personal log?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something.
I'm bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Eek!
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Thanks, man. Finish with this call.
Sleep well, Fortress.
The machine's keyboard is still
Press play.
Nothing happens.
I mean print, not play. Okay, let's look around. Talk to Tiago. A portable Harman Wowshy tape recorder. What does that mean? Is it portable or is it recording something? Is it recording us? Something siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. This looks like a giant hole in the wall. 2 decks of Rio to Rio tapes spinning on empty.
In
Why are they
white,
spinning?
silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. A dark and radiant majesty.
This does look pretty cool, though.
This is her innocence, Dolores Day.
Mm-hmm.
Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
Leave me alone. No, let's kneel. Sure, why not?
Your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass.
Close your eyes first.
The world is silent, but for the creaks and cracks of the massive wooden structure behind you. It covers you from the wind outside. The ocean feels distant, its ebb and flow blocked off by the centuries-old pinewood sarcophagus around you.
Sarcophagus. Oh, why are you trying to make me feel like I'm being entombed? Open my eyes.
The woman looks down at you kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye of what? Compassion? Remorse?
Well, they do say green with envy. I'm kidding.
She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. You.
It's morning. That's too much of a sorry cop thing. Lady Jesus with bright golden lungs. Yeah, I thought she was just holding a light. I didn't realize there was her lungs lighting up. I'm kind of curious with this one. It's not possible to live. Let's say it.
As that great and desperate thought passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder.
Okay, so that really feels like sorry cop thing. Do the same as you get
Your
up.
fingertips touch your chest 4 times. Then you rise from your knees into the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass.
This is Dolores Day.
Yes. I wasn't sure before, but this must be the DeLorean Church of Humanity in Martinez. It's called the Small Pinewood Church in some records.
You know the place.
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it.
Dolores'
It
voice.
was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
Jeez.
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds.
Well, I mean, if they're located closer to the back and and we could see so clearly, does that mean she's heartless? I'm kidding. I'm being like weirdly. What's the word? Not exactly disrespectful, but pretty darn close. What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them. The Seven Sisters.
Seven
Only
Sisters
one
Church.
remains. The rest were burnt in the Revolution or used for building materials.
You know, there was a place called Seven Sisters Church in Hunt Showdown, and I'm wondering if that's what it was. Maybe it's not literally 7 sisters, but there are 7 churches, and that was one of them.
We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps?
Sacrilege. I thought it was trying to avoid being too close to reality, and plus they haven't said anything disrespectful to the. I don't know. I haven't been paying too much attention to her. They probably said something utterly sacrilegious.
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism? A pang of guilt. The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Do you know why it was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces.
Who conducted this?
Well, your station was involved, I hear. Although I can't be sure.
Oh boy.
How come the lieutenant isn't sure? Is this confidential information?
You're not sure.
3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
Look around. I guess I could have been here.
I'm sorry, I'm not saying you were. It was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
If I was here, I should find out what I was doing.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now.
Kim, are you a follower of DeLoreanism?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin.
Huh. DeLoreanism. Her name is Dolores Day. Jesus Christ is related to Christianity. I think you're right. This is Lady Jesus. This is a Christian society. Stroke your chin first. This is something sacrilegious.
The woman looks by in silence, smiling enigmatically.
I didn't think you were spiritual.
It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance.
Okay, so encyclopedia and visual calculus, let's go. We could probably do those separately, huh? Where is my encyclopedias? Well, okay, this is visual calculus. That's mine's visual calculus. Oh boy. I probably have something on me that's like modifying my stats, but blah. Or not.
The mother of humanism stands above you.
9-7, let's go.
Precious and competent.
Don't fail me.
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived.
You know, I noticed that, like when they did the cross, that it was an axe across the chest. But I feel like a lot of works of fiction I've seen do something like vaguely related. Like when they think religion, especially Western religion, it's often something based loosely on Christianity. Either that, or it's a whole pantheon of gods. In which case, I guess it would be closer to like Greek stuff or ancient Greek stuff. I doubt they're really widely worshipped in modern day Greece. But yeah, I feel like there's always like some connection to it. They always do something like about like like it's the or not about no sorry, I'm thinking about like they do something like like the cross or like with salutes, like they come to different stuff. Like for example, Attack on Titan, which I haven't seen much, but they come up with their own salute. There's always something similar to stuff that we find normal in our world. Like they're just trying to make it just a little different. So I feel like there's a lot of, yeah, this is our major religion, but it almost feels like they're running a little too close to Christianity in this version. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to Western religions, it's either a pantheon like D&D stuff, or it's one god, and there's some variations on it. There's not usually a Jesus figure, but it's something similar. It's portrayed similarly. Well, portrayed similarly. No, that kind of goes both ways. Religion, and law enforcement both get a bad rap, and in fiction, you see it a little too much. Actually, in fiction, a lot of times law enforcement is like the corruption of law enforcement is like low level, like they're the thugs, they're the legal thugs. While religion would be like the mastermind in bringing down kingdoms and stuff with their intolerance. Kind of nasty stuff. It actually feels. I, I don't know if nice is the right word, but it's actually kind of neat sometimes when you see, like, for example, in the Kamen Rider franchise, which is a cousin of Power Rangers, because you have a superhero saving the day, the cops are always useless. This is the same thing in other superhero fiction as well. But it's always kind of neat when, the cops actually manage to do stuff. You're like, here's some good cops who are actually competent. I feel like I don't see that much in fiction, but maybe I'm just watching the wrong stuff.
No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
What exactly is an innocence? I've heard the system.
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
A ruler?
More, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our time.
Okay, what the heck? They elect their Jesus?
An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions.
The innocence here should be capitalized. Should be capital I.
What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
Is one in office now? Probably not. The world's falling apart.
No, we are alone.
Okay, when did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
And this is interesting. I kind of want to go through all this. I want more.
As did we all. The lands of the Mest and the Occident, and even faraway Supra-Mawindi. Altogether, 21 of the 40 Mundial nations of the time immediately accepted Innocentic rule, even before her crowning.
Her crowning.
In a city called Advesperaskit in Vesper Messina, her homeland, the name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning, with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky.
You know, I just realized I should have gone back to Kim's car and called because we had another buy to report.
She was dressed
And
in
no
a white
leads.
and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already, her Theriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt.
Huh. Hey, what is the statement? She must have been beautiful. Medoro, that last statement you said has the gears spinning in my head, but I don't know if the gears are spinning properly. They're probably misaligned and probably not properly lubricated, but the gears are spinning nonetheless.
Oh yes, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by secret servicemen.
How do you know this in such detail?
One of the men in this secret service killed her 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human, but something else.
The person you're worshipping like a saint, you suspect is not entirely human. A being that represents divinity.
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves. The man was reported to have screamed at the Innocents.
This, I probably shouldn't say too much on the topic because this is religion. Religion and politics are two of those things that you should not talk about often in public with strangers. But I remember, I don't really remember. I sort of remember something about writing or like short stories, something like that. And at some point, someone pointed out something to me that made me think that the whole idea of like getting up on your own, like pulling yourself up to your own standing on your own 2 feet, no, pushing through with your own strength. That's a very American idea. But in religion, like you have faith, you're hoping for at least spiritual support from the divine. So I don't know what to make of this. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves, and also like since I'm not a really religious person, like it there's like a different side of the argument that not argument. There's a different side, a different way that my brain looks at it. In that the whole thing about I don't want to get into theology, but you know the whole thing like if God is all powerful and God is good, then why is there evil? And one of the arguments is that we're supposed to figure out for ourselves the fact that we can be good or evil. We humans, I mean, and we're supposed to strive for good. We're supposed to make that choice of our own free will. So I feel like in my brain that doesn't quite connect because on the one hand it's like free will is important. We're supposed to come up with this ourselves. But at the same time, we need that guiding hand because humans, mortals, we're not really all that impressive. Okay, that's enough. That's enough Pseudo-philosophy for now. I say pseudo because all my stuff is pretty shallow. Let's go.
Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times.
Oi?
The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes.
I don't know what to make of this. Unnaturally warm, as if her chest was glowing. Like glowing hot. Like, that's weird. Like, I feel like... Okay, of course, I don't have any context. But oftentimes when you see something like someone forgets to breathe for 10 minutes, as if they don't need to breathe, usually it's because they're as cold as a corpse. They're a machine. They're a vampire. But unnaturally warm and forgetting to breathe? That's a combination I don't see.
This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology.
Okay, what else do I know about her? I'm actually a little curious now.
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene la Navigateur, Queen of Suresnes, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty.
Okay, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly, women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess,
What the heck is
sufficiently
contract
well
bridge?
to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court. A court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state. A scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels, even before she was declared an innocence. Her influence was tremendous.
How come?
It was on her advice that Irene la Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era.
I'm scrolling up trying to figure out where exactly that line is that you pointed out. Let's see. Did I not get it? To her contemporary, she appeared out of time. Wow.
Wow indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Riel Belt.
And not the heart. There's something terrifying about her.
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her terriers.
One of which was a filthy traitor.
She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
This sounds not good.
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity,
Okay, this is getting a little scary.
suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity.
Scary.
She adored chess, yes, but also military war games.
Isn't that what chess
Dolores
is?
Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb, in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacific, mare interregnum.
I'm suddenly kind of imagining her just like popping the tin soldier's head for some reason.
Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her.
Jeez.
This subtle terror is part of her iconography.
It does look amazing and creepy at the same
Lieutenant
time.
Yefrater, you've stood there for over 5 minutes.
His calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
Yeah, war criminal. She's not human.
Okay.
He takes his glass off to clean them. Then after a while he
This
says,
church, the coast in general, we shouldn't linger here. This isn't a good place to get lost in. We should conclude our business and move on.
I think I offended him. I didn't know what else to say. I guess I could just say she's beautiful. But I think that was the only one that gave visual calculus, right? Yep. Okay, let's boost our chances slightly and
The
go back
mother
into it.
of humanism stands
Let's go.
above you.
Reconstruct the
A precious
cracked
and
glass.
complex wax painted the
Please.
shards glimmer in the dark. You see little pearls of light on the edges of the crack that splits the female figure. Something was written there. Remains of broken letters line the emulsion. What it said, you do not know.
I'd need to freaking know this. Also, did we get another quest? Oh, Why did I get so many random quests? Maybe it was a thought. It might have said war criminal. I got 3 skill points. I should be spending more on interfacing. Get that crap up! But visual calculus has done some work for me. Oh man. Poor drama though. Poor drama. Wait, why is drama so low? Oh my god, we have to get drama higher. I need to know this. No, wait, hang on. No, I didn't mean to go up 2 levels. And it accepted just by me leaving the screen. What reduces my drama? Is this... No, it's not the hat. Oh, it's the glasses, right. Okay, just gotta take off those glasses.
The mother of humanism stands
Let's
above
go.
you. A precious and complex, a jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one. And a text, a light motif below them both.
Who shattered this?
Unknown.
Wow, we zoomed in for
Something during the raid the lieutenant mentioned. Or just hooligans looking for something to break.
that. And who is she?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden Reichsapfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole.
Huh. Interesting. Symbolism there.
Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, 30 years, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
Hang on a moment. I'm just trying to look up this word. Shafal. Okay, well, I think you just heard that. For some reason, the first link was this Wikipedia page that I can't find this word actually on. The page is Globus Cruciger? Cruciger? I don't know. Latin for cross-bearing orb. It's a golden orb with a cross stuck in it. Christian symbol of authority since the Middle Ages. And used with a scepter as royal regalia. So is it just the orb, or is it the orb with the cross? Anyway, the motto, what does it say?
Below both women,
Motto.
in luminous
Motto.
black letters. Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau.
I cannot read that. Something life, something death. Something new life, I think.
And then along the left side, après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau.
Do I need to Google translate this?
After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this isola, the insulindian, on human thinking. A tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death.
Lieutenant, this used to say, and read it out.
Death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
Why?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing.
What's the motto now? It's probably gonna be something disappointing.
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
A little plainer, I guess. I think the other one was too either religious or philosophical. This one makes more sense as law enforcement, I think. Not very feminine.
Not at all.
Step back.
The mother of humanism towers above you. A wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing.
Okay, we are going to finish checking out this building and then we're gonna call it an evening, but, got a bit more to go. Those noises, yeah.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Coffee in the back. Something familiar about that. Coffee and stale cookies.
What's the coffee? I think I heard it somewhere.
Look, man. I'm at liberty to talk about the sacred blaze of the mother's glorious heart, but not about the coffee.
I guess I gotta go find the coffee. By any chance, did you hear or say the password to a radio computer?
Too many times, essay. You need it for something.
Honestly, I just want to break into the radio computer, see what's on it.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death. What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it.
I can't respond to that, so okay,
I
thanks.
think we're done here, essay.
Crawls off.
That
the dark
was
spot.
an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
We have 2 dead bodies. The more we look around, the more bodies we'll find, probably. What is that creepy noise? Actually, it reminds me of a noise I heard in Code Vein, but I don't know if it means anything. What is that?
Hey, her innocence Dolores Day liked little figurines, right? Liked holding little men between her fingers.
Yes, but she's 2-dimensional. How do I get her, my figurine into her hands? What?
You have the headless Falcon Rider figurine. You should give it to her. Win her back.
Shh. Maybe she wants a head to pop off, though. I should say yes. This is a task of mine now.
So very, very, very nifty. Nifty and mysterious. This is surely what the figurines are for.
Yeah, I'll show you a dead body soon. It's a side quest dead body, but yeah. What am I supposed to do with that? Is that a thought? Is that a task? It's a task. Offer figurines. You should offer any and all you have one day if you meet her in person. Excuse me?
The mother of humanism.
Looks like I can't
stands
get this
above
figurine
you.
to her.
Why?
Because she's a stained glass window.
That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else?
Like what? Is the task still on?
I don't know. What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to other things already. The mother of humanism towers above you. A wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression.
I'm wondering about that, but this game doesn't seem supernatural so far, up until some choice comments you made, my friend. Now I'm getting a little concerned. Oh yeah, and I guess there were some hints about the Pale, which we've seen more references to. The Pale Driver, and now, after the world, the Pale. Yeah, that's the only hint of anything supernatural going on. Okay, we are going to take off these glasses for now, because as much as I love visual calculus, I need my drama back.
The machine's keyboard
Drama's
is
great.
still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Press to play.
The speaker.
Good evening.
I have the password.
Good. Please repeat.
After life, death.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access
End call.
Trace accident. Is there anything else I can do?
I'm good.
Sleep.
The machine's keyboard.
Print.
The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Wouldn't it be easier just to write it down? Read the
The
printout.
first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in.
How did you manage it? I see wires, but where do they lead?
The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
This is not connected to the case. Let's read the next entry.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics.
Why does everyone think
It's
that?
a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity.
Next entry.
7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in.
But not
Next
talking
on
about
the
how?
agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking Esca series, something advanced.
Why would she need an antenna?
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
He steps on a wire running on the ground, inspecting it with his boot.
For setting up a radio computer.
Read the 4th entry.
8th of February,
Oh,
51.
interfacing.
Bought
Hit a
the
13.
antenna.
Wow.
Had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers.
Like me.
But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
A data loss.
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them
Oh,
to understand what the
crap.
author is saying.
It's what that guy was talking about. I don't remember what the place was called, but the company that went under, they lost the prototypes, right? I mean, I know losing a prototype is different from losing saved data. I mean, a prototype is a type of data. But is this them? Someone trying to figure out why the company went under? But how long ago was that? The revolution wasn't a recent thing. In fact, wasn't it 300 years ago? No, but these buildings are 300 years old. They can't be. They're still talking about radio computer, so it's fairly recent.
Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
Artists, programmers, Lexi. Who are all these people?
Her friends? Colleagues? She must be quite educated if she knew how to set up all this machinery.
Read the fifth entry.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
You know, I'm not sure if this is that kind of game, but even though it feels like... So there's a lot of side quests to take care of, but I feel like there's only so many paths you can get to the end. And they all, like, converge together. Like, for example, we could have gotten information from Titus, and we did. Could have gotten information from Joyce, and we did. Some of the information was different. I don't know if either of them could have led to progress. Or if we needed both of them. In which case it would feel just a tad redundant. But wouldn't it be amusing if this was the kind of game where you just snoop everywhere, and by the time you get to the end, and I realize the game does lock you out some parts. Like, for example, you can't talk to the Hardy Boys on the first day. But by the time you get to the end, the villain... hypothetically, the villain's like, you would understand what I did. You'd be like, are you sure? I've read through your journal, your entire life story. I know how your parents met. It'd be kind of hilarious.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Wait, the revolution happened again? It only happened once. They said something about 300 years ago. And they said something about how there's only been 6 innocences elected? Question mark? Since the dawn of history. I feel like it wouldn't... I feel like it doesn't add up. That'd be something crazy, though. And just the way that that Harriet Dubois reacts to Dolores Day kind of... I don't know. I'm thinking too much into it. Reminds me of his ex-wife, question mark? Except it was his ex-wife. He would have mentioned the apricot flavored or scented bubblegum. The dawn of history was just last century, but they talk about events 300 years ago. Maybe I should hold off on the speculation for now.
Is she talking about?
You know, it reminds me of Blaze Blue. I never got very far in it because it's a fighting game and I don't have a good track record of fighting games, but there definitely is some time loop going on. You find out that one of the characters... Okay, so you find out that there's like this major event in the backstory, and I shouldn't go into too much detail in case someone does show up here and it is spoilers for them. But basically, so there's this big event that happened in the past. You know, 6 heroes, some giant beasts. It turns out that one of the characters is... One of the characters there was / will be the beast, even though the beast rampaged and was defeated long before they were born. And the beast was also fended off for a year or something like that by an extra unsung hero who was also this person's future. So yeah, confusing stuff. Time loops. All right, so shoot, I don't know how this loop thing would work. Is it really a loop if it's different events happening each century? Because I mean, Dolores Day lived 300 years ago. So if she's not around in this loop, is it really the same century? Like, what exactly would make it the same century? The buildings? The borders? No, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's what I was saying, except I feel like if it was his ex-wife, he would have mentioned the apricot-scented bubblegum by now. This is a little too much speculation. Let's keep going. 7th entry.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence, with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
That dude, I already forgot his name. Let's just call him T. He said something about imbibing up there. Way up in the dark. Where we failed our perception check.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
But what could it be?
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples.
Alright, read the 8th entry.
March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again.
That's hilarious. You know, Bedoro, I came up with like a similar idea. Like it was just a more like a passing thought than an actual theory. But I wondered if the reason why Harry was okay, so I wasn't thinking time loops, but I wondered if the reason why Harry was so depressed, thinking about how he left her, was because she decided to slip off 300 years into the past and leave him alone in the present. Crazy random thought, but I guess we can keep it in mind.
Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. That disco man must be a cell.
She must be describing a cell.
The girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
Uh-huh. Read the 9th entry. Oh, but maybe this woman doesn't know about the tea upstairs.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping-ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also, some canned air. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening.
Scary. That was a scary sound.
A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Oh. Suna, the programmer. Hi, we're just, committing sabotage. I'm kidding.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots.
Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender.
This isn't her radio computer then?
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
Here in a side case representing certain music venue organizers.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here.
The disco men? She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine roar back to
It's
life.
just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
A 1 and a 2.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
Why does she even need to reboot the machine in the first place? She's the only one in here for weeks. She doesn't know. Okay, let's see. Take the bag out of my hands in case I need that extra suggestion. Got some empathy, that's fine. Okay, let's talk.
What is it?
She's still hunched over by the keyboard, gently illuminated by the purring machine. Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages.
Well noted, you're hired. Why are you telling me your resume?
If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
Oh, so I'm hiring you, you're helping me, got it.
Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming when she was still a teenager.
Honestly, I thought she was a bit on the older side.
That still doesn't answer what she's doing in an abandoned church.
looks like she could be 36. Have you seen the Crab Man?
No?
But you know he's around?
Yes.
He's seen you.
And?
Okay, it's probably not a big deal then.
No. You're right. I'm not.
You're not what? You're not concerned? Or you're not a big deal? Or what? How do you feel about Anodic dance music?
What? I hate it.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
Have you even listened to it? Like, actually listened?
Yeah. Like all the time. My tent neighbors don't really ease up with their partying, do they?
She pulls a face that looks absolutely scathing.
Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Right. But how do you feel about a club for Anodic dance music?
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it?
Yep.
I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
What do they want to build then?
Take a guess, why don't you?
Why can't we say the drug option? We know that that's what they want. I'm still convinced they want to establish a nightclub for Anodic dance music. They said it's their dream.
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you?
Oh, come on! I know the truth.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
I know the truth. Why? Oh, okay, so we could tell Andre about her thoughts on the nightclub. Why are there so many machines in this place?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Why do you need an antenna?
I use the AR-1 as my RAIN prefix processing unit.
That's your radio computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
An antenna is this processing unit?
Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
I know a little.
Alright. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air.
The
So
radio
in order
part.
to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
And the AR-1, is it a good antenna?
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market. So I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
I decided to look up red tape. Excessive bureaucracy or adherence to rules and formalities, especially in public business.
She liked telling me this. It calmed her nerves.
What are those bowls of water over there for?
They are connected to my RAIN prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using.
What are you
them
doing with your
for,
radio computer?
I'm working.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casting her face in a strange shadow.
The machine does look pretty crazy. There's like a big opening for something and no visible monitor. Working on what?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
Isn't your RAIN prefect radio computer made exclusively for the government use?
So you do know something about computers. You're right. Prefect is used mostly by the government peeps.
And why do you have it?
Because I needed something good for my investigation and RAIN Civic is widely agreed to be below all standards. So I had to upgrade. Besides, owning a RAIN prefect isn't such a big deal anymore.
No, actually, it is kind of a big deal. You don't see REAM prefects in every police department, for example.
How did you get your hands on it?
I know a friend of a friend who used to freelance for the Coalition. I was actually aiming for the military-grade RAIN Rational series, but couldn't find one.
Eek?
Prefect is mainly based on the same technology as RAIN Civic, so it's kind of a rip-off. But it does have better compatibility with newer antenna models, so I won't complain.
Alright, let's not touch
Great.
anything. What are you doing in abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
Yep. You're occupying a public space. I need to know what you're doing here. And also, there have been complaints from your neighbors.
conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
She says, ready to stand her ground again. What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2 mm hole in the world.
Wait, what? She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
A hole in the world, what does that even mean?
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing.
Is it impossible? I mean, it depends on what you mean exactly. Like, empty space. Like, I don't mean air, but like actual empty space still has a measurable distance, right?
What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
Tried to force things into it until it no longer is nothing. She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for your answer. I know my answer was not the best, but...
Easy. You measure it by the world around it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You measure by collecting data on the surroundings, on that which does exist. Taking photos of black holes by bending later on. Yeah, yeah. These, insane gravity wells can't really measure gravity. I mean, you kind of can, but it's based on the weight of things around it, right? And how it reacts to it. Or it gets pulled by it, rather.
Exactly. Very true. That's what I've been aiming for. That's why I have those basins. I've tried using hydro-transducers to record the silence. To find out where it begins.
The crabman might know.
Ah, hydro-transducers. So that's what those water basins are. Devices for recording sound through water.
But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
Do you have any idea where this hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
Eyes. She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch black heights above, but without much success. Oh man, I really want to succeed at that perception check now. That red check, no less.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark. Most of the tower disappearing into the shade.
Dude probably knows the answer too, but she's not asking him, so...
There's this
Why
place
there?
at the back of the church. A place where all audible vibrations seem to cease. I've named it the Swallow. And the higher you go, the less you record.
Where the coffee is? Quotation mark.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe. But it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
This is where the crabman lives.
I know.
You don't think crabman might be somehow responsible here?
No, I don't.
Okay, so the research is going well. Why not?
Because it's just trial and error. Trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
But talking is my thing, along with getting drunk and high,
Great.
apparently.
Thanks.
Right, I'll let you work in peace. I feel like we should be able to find more information or present more information or something, but I got nothing. Also, this episode's running a little long, so we are going to call it quits right now, right here. We'll go rest up, talk to the druggies. Oh, wow, it's dark. It's right before 11 p.m. But yeah, thanks for joining me, everyone. Hope y'all had some fun. And we'll pick this up again next time. For now, let's save. Stay safe, and maybe I'll see you around. Oh, the second dead body! Right. Okay, that should be super fast. It's like right around here, I think. Run. Gotta show you the course before we sign off. So it seems like there was a guy who probably came off work, was super tired, decided to take a rest here. Implied that he chewed a whole pack of gum to get rid of the alcohol smell. I think it was alcohol. And he seems to have slipped through these rotten floorboards. One of his legs is still dangling there, and he seems to have bashed his head on this bench. Poor guy.
A man lies on the boardwalk.
Yeah.
His limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural
Yeah.
angle.
So rip him. Okay, Ray. Bye now. Goodbye!